The school has been here for a long time, but we are now taking a slightly different direction, and we've rebranded ourselves, we've renamed ourselves, we've been have a new logo, have a new motto, have a new uniform coming in for the students, and are ready to bring students back into the campus again, because we've been doing it for a long time. I've only been in the school a year and a half, and the first thing I got when I came in the door was the level of care and attention that every single student gets.
I think we're renowned in the town and in the surrounding areas, I suppose, in the way we look after our students. It's very much a holistic approach. Yes, the education is very important, but that won't happen unless the whole being is being looked after.
We get around and we get to see every student every day. It doesn't take much for me to get into every class and be able to talk to every student, and we have conversations with them regularly. But the level of care given here by the staff is huge, and we have specific people who do that through homeschool liaison, through special ed, through care teams and counsellors, and we have all those structures in there. But every teacher cares here, and every teacher is very conscious that they want to deliver to the students that are here, and that they want to give a very high level of care. And we have staff members who have their children in the school, and that's always important to us, because that reminds us that we need to treat them like we would want our children to be treated.
I teach both my sons. My oldest boy is in 6th year and he's following the LCA programme, and I've had him for 4 years now. And I'm also teaching my second son, who's in 3rd year at present, and I teach him 3 subjects in the classroom. I've been here for almost 20 years. I'm a home economics teacher by trade. I also teach religion, CSP, and I'm a class tutor. I've worked in the PLC sector as well. I've been course coordinator for healthcare support, which is another side of our school as well. We have a great relationship here with our students in the school. We have excellent supports, we have excellent programmes. I think the fact that we have breakfast club in the morning, which is brilliant, it's free of charge. We have lunches at a reduced rate, where we have a girl coming in and they do their orders in the morning or at lunchtime or break time for their food. And just a great environment to work in, yeah.
My mum teaches me home ec, SPSG and religion. I like woodwork, metalwork, technology. I like all the things with my hands. I like it all. It's small at school, I guess you get to know all the people inside your class very easy, where they're from and you know everything about them, compared to if you have a big class, you don't really know half the people.
Fabulous location. Even today you can see outside the colours that we have through the different seasons. We're still amenable and accessible to all the facilities of the town. We have excellent grounds outside for sports, and just it's a really good place to work. Today we are dividing our class in 2. We're doing a practical class where students will prepare, cook and serve a batch of queen cakes and decorate them to their liking. And our second group then will use 4 stitches to decorate a garment or a piece of felt using their embroidery stitches.
I made pink buns with blue icing on the top of it. I like learning about just everything that's happening. Learning about all the different things and the food. It's just fun.
This year we have our first JCT exam for home ec, and we can see some of the work here that we have belonging to our group that did their CBA in 2nd year. You can see that they designed a piece of material with any design they wanted. So this one here is a makeup palette, and there's a brush here as well. And they had to use 4 different stitches in order to get good marks in their CBA. We have another example here of a pigeon, and yet again 4 stitches on it. This one here is a Charolais bull, and this one here is a hair straightener. Another part of the CBA is they can upcycle an item. So this is an example of a bag that was made out of a pair of jeans and a canvas bag that holds oranges that you can buy in the supermarket, and they use a cord to back the bag and then beading to make the strap.
I prefer the sewing. Cooking really isn't my thing. You have to do some sort of cooking because you have to learn everything that has to do with home ec. We mostly bring it home when we're finished, give it out to the family members and stuff like that. A friendly environment in this class.
So we do an array of skills, we cover an array of subjects here in home ec. All our students will do it up to 3rd year, and then they choose it for the senior cycle if they want. They also run hotel catering tourism for LCA, where they do a 1 or 2 year programme where they do assignments and go visit hotels, restaurants, and they also design a product themselves and packaging for it. So home ec is a very strong subject here in our school. It's absolutely fantastic that we have it, and I think at the end of the day we all need to be able to cook and look after ourselves no matter what path we take in life.
Part of our structure is that we link directly into our senior college, which is a post-leaving cert college, and the same teachers work in each of the schools, so that brings us a huge level of expertise. It brings us a big academic push, but also gives us a level of expertise from the PLC college that other schools may not get, because we have specialists who are really high level specialists in their area. Some of them have worked in universities and ITs before, and that feeds its way down in through the school then, and that really brings a standard of excellence throughout the school, and it's a really important feature of us. One of our strengths in here is that we are very good at doing the STEAM subjects. So we do our science and our technology subjects, or T4, or graphics, or technology, or construction, or engineering are really strong, and the sciences are really strong here, and our art as well. Where the school has been very well known for its artwork, but the practical subjects and the hands-on subjects are really good, and we balance that with the other subjects that are there as well. You know, the usual English, Irish, maths, the geography and history, all the bits that are there in every school.
I suppose in Raheen College here we have technology as a co-ed school. We have it for both girls and boys. It gives them that opportunity to do a practical subject all the way to a higher level leaving cert, with a pathway beyond then to go into design skills or product design careers, maybe into manufacturing, project management, areas like that, because the course offers such a wide variety, I suppose, of techniques, skills that you'd need to go into that industry. We've started building that at the very beginning in first year, with practical applications of the theory that we have to study through projects and so on. And it's always tailored to the need of the student. So whatever you have in front of you, in terms of as a teacher, whatever group I have in front of me, I'm designing and working with projects specific to those students, rather than a set individual program that can't be deviated from. There's a great sense of fun inside in the classroom most of the time here. What we want is our students being actively engaged in whatever we're doing. We have to design our courses and our subjects to make sure that they're fun, that there's a bit of energy in the room. So Raheen College, we're very fortunate in that we've been linked in with the School Excellence Fund. It gave us a huge opportunity to upgrade our computer development within the school, and pushing ICT has been massive. Within my own subject, technology, each of the students at senior cycle have their own individual laptops to work with. That funding has allowed us to really progress the area of coding in particular. We took it on as a junior cycle subject here, and we are linked with some of the other schools within the town in order to see huge progress, I suppose, in the digital side of education, which before was kind of neglected, and now obviously we see a huge increase in the amount of funding that's going into it. We were lucky we were ahead of the curve in that when we got involved in that School Excellence Fund. We've kind of rolled it out across first year, second and third, and we see those benefits going into fifth and sixth year with the skills that they've picked up in terms of the approach to problem solving, making sure that we have that linked across a number of subjects.
Junior cycle, they do physics, chemistry and biology. We cover a few areas. We cover ecology, which gives the students an awareness of the environment, and it also gives them a respect of the environment and how to treat it right. We also cover food and nutrition, so that's an experiment we're doing today to test what components are in food, and I think that's a great subject and area to look at, because it gives the students a good knowledge of the food they're eating, and then as a result they make better food choices in their diet. And they also learn about the body, all the different functions, all the different systems of the body. So it gives them an awareness of how their body works, and then to make healthier choices, you know, how important exercise is and all that. And also we look at microorganisms, viruses for example, which is very important today. It's very relevant today. When they choose it for senior cycle, they can see the relevance to their everyday life, especially, you know, when we do the practical activities and when they hear what's going on in the news, current situations like climate change and the pandemic at the moment, because what we're doing here in the classroom relates to what's actually happening in the real world. So today the students are testing different foods for reducing sugars. So they've tested milk, which contains lactose. They've tested lucosade, which contains glucose. They've also tested table sugar, which is sucrose, and glucose. They've also used water as a control. So basically, they're adding in Benedict's solution. The initial colour of Benedict's solution is blue, and then if reducing sugar is present, it turns from blue to brick red, and heat is required for this experiment. So the results of this experiment is that milk and glucose are reducing sugars, whereas table sugar, which is sucrose, is not a reducing sugar.
We have, I suppose, a range of mixed ability within the class. We have some students who are particularly good at maths. We have some students who struggle with maths. But because of the class size being so small, we can pick up on the difficulties they're having pretty much straight away, and we can, intervene pretty much immediately and help them to move along. And I suppose by the same token, any student who has, an aptitude for maths is encouraged, I suppose, from the minute they come through the door to do higher level maths. And again, that's in a separate classroom again. So again, another small group just focusing purely on a higher level. So we're not trying to teach higher and ordinary in the one class, it's differentiated completely. So any students doing ordinary and maybe struggling are supported, and any students able for higher are, I suppose, also supported. Sometimes they come in with, a perception that they're not good at maths. And I suppose my job, and all of our jobs here, is to encourage the students to do their best. And again, with a small class size, we're just being kind, we're encouraging. We want them to achieve success, and the minute they start to see themselves improving, they work harder, they do better. And all of a sudden they don't mind, I suppose, the maths class that they didn't like in primary school. And the kids who are always good at maths are getting better because we have a lovely small class size, and they can ask the question because it's, they're comfortable. They know each other so well, they know the staff so well, because we may have them for more than one subject. And again, we see them on the corridors, we know who they are. We know from the minute they walk through the door, what they're capable of, and we're just trying to get the best out of them. It's not just about doing the academic side of stuff, it's all about the holistic. It's all about the holistic side of things, and getting them to school when they're in school, welcoming them in school, keeping them in school, and by doing that, we become invested in these students and want them to do their very best. And I think that comes through. They're in class, they know how invested we are, and they give back. They really do give back, and they'll work hard for us, and we get the job done.
Hi, my name is Brian Clancy. I'm an English and history teacher here in Raheen College. We have a strong and vibrant history and English department. We offer both higher and ordinary level for all our students. We obviously strive to get our students to do higher level and push them to their full potential. I suppose history is important as it gives a student a sense of their place and identity in the world. And I suppose through the nature of the course too, in junior and higher level, English and Leaving Cert, there's CBAs, and students can find out about their own area and maybe family backgrounds and so on. So there's a lot of research involved in that. They enjoy that practical aspect to the subject. I suppose English as well is very important. I suppose in the world you need to be able to make sense of things, and I suppose there's a practical element to English in that regard, that you can communicate, and if you can't communicate in the world even after you leave school, you're going to struggle. So we have a strong emphasis on communication, and I think English also complements all the other subjects, because if you have good English, you can articulate or communicate through the other subjects all the better.
Well, art here in the college, we've had a very long tradition of art, and we've always been one of the bigger departments in the college, with a range of art teachers actually working here. We try and instill as much creativity as possible in the students, because not only is it good for art as a subject, but it's really good as a problem-solving skill and that as well for other subjects. And I suppose over the years as well, we've always done an awful lot of cross-curricular activities with other subjects. So we work in conjunction with the woodwork and construction departments. We work with the metalwork and engineering departments, so that if any projects overlap, in order to help the students it actually works out better. So it does if we all work together. There's always one element of art that a student might prefer over another, but there's nearly always something that a student finds that they love. So for some students, it's just drawing with a pencil. Others, it's actually doing more work like in colour, in paint and so on, or in batik and on fabric and things like that. We also do a range of printing, like lino printing and etching. And also, I suppose myself as well, I come from a sculpture and ceramics background, so we do a lot of 3D work and clay work as well. You get it every time when a student starts, sure, I can't draw a straight line, miss, but as we keep saying to them, that's what the ruler was invented for. There is no such thing as a straight line in art, and it is about building up skills, but it's just constantly encouraging the student, because the best thing about art is you are actually encouraged to make mistakes, because the mistakes will actually help you learn, and sometimes they even become happy accidents. A student finds something that they are creative at and good at that they didn't realise they were good at. So mistakes here are actually encouraged because it actually does help their work, and it shows progress, and it shows the student developing the whole time from start to finish. And it actually works out better for their work in the end, that we keep every single drawing, from whether it is done on the back of a napkin or an envelope to whether it's done up finished in a really large piece. We keep absolutely everything so that the students can see their progress, and they actually get encouraged more by that as well when they can see the difference from start to finish.
In my career plans, I want to do interior design. Art is more like my favourite subject. I feel comfortable in art, and everyone has their things that they love doing, and art for me is one of the things that I love doing. I'm very kind of hands-on sketching and stuff like that. I really enjoy doing that. That's something I do in my spare time. So to come into school and do that, I really enjoy it.
We do soccer, basketball, hurling and Gaelic in school. I do boxing outside school. I've won 2 All-Ireland titles. The last 2 years I've won them. I think it helps with discipline and making friends. It's for everyone, and everyone gets a chance to do it.
Yeah, we do both. The boys and girls do both, like construction and homemade. Yeah, it's grand. You get to meet all kinds of people, and because everyone's doing
There's a lot of practical subjects, and we have a room for each of them as well, like woodwork, technology, construction, and there's engineering as well. You're not always writing and stuff, and you actually get to go out, and the fact that you're not in the same room the whole time and you're doing different things and building different things, it's good. Like technology, because there's a lot of wiring and stuff to do, and you get to make a lot of things that actually move with buttons and switches and stuff like that. You can get a lot of careers out of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I suppose for both engineering and for technology at Junior Cert and Leaving Cert, students get to develop their problem-solving skills. They get to experience a wide range of manufacturing skills and the design process as well. Puts them in a good position with a lot of opportunities going forward to third level, or if they go directly into the working world. It's changing. I suppose traditionally it would have been seen as a male-dominated subject, but thankfully that's changing, and I need the students to choose it. They seem happy, and when they get the results from Junior Cert, they're quite happy to continue it for Leaving Cycle as well. I suppose we're lucky, even though the school is small, we still offer the full range of subjects that you would maybe in a larger community school, and that attracts different types of learners, because we're not all into more kind of theory heavy subjects. So the practical subjects, they're up and about, they're moving around the room. It gives them a different opportunity probably to express their talents and their skills.
You never really fall behind in class because the teachers notice really fast if you're missing out, or if you're not getting a subject or a part of a subject. With different subjects, our school is so small that they can have loads of different ordinary classes and loads of different higher level classes, and there's still enough teachers because we've such a small amount of students. One of the maths teachers was able to give us extra grounds after school in higher level. You'd know everyone by their names. I know every student in the school by names, even every single teacher, even substitute teachers or teachers from the other school. You'd know all of them. I'm doing a lot of higher level, and I thought it'd be way harder than it is. Like, they're still hard subjects, but I'm getting kind of guided through it a lot more than like I would have expected, and my grades are really high for like someone who isn't very good at studying. The one-on-one is really important. My little brother, he has autism, and there's an SNA for every single class, which is like amazing. I think like the people who are falling behind, they always have the option to get extra help, or they have option to do extra classes. The teachers will always make sure that we're all on the same page before they move on. My brother did really good from this school because he had such good support.
My name is Anita. I'm the coordinator for the ASD Hub here in Raheen College. So here we support students who would have varied sensory issues. So basically they have access to this room throughout the day. They'd also be timetabled into this room at different times as well. So they'd come in, also they've access before school, break times, lunch time, they could come in and have their lunch here. So it's kind of a welcoming space and a bit of a quiet space as well for them. You know, there's always somebody here for them as well. So there'd be somebody here for them to talk to if they needed to talk to somebody, or just if they just needed a bit of time out.
Well, I've just been appointed as the new HSCL coordinator, so that's Homeschool and Community Liaison. So my job within the school would be to liaise with parents and primary schools to help the children transition from primary school into secondary school. I suppose my main role though would be the support for parents, so I would guide them, say, if they want to, you know, any outside services, if they weren't sure if they needed an outside service, I'd help them and guide them through. Or if they needed support within school, say for their children, if they were unsure of, you know, things they were able to attain, or, you know, if their children had difficulties with attendance, we try and help them through that. Also support for parents to upskill in ways, so we'd run courses through HSCL. So sometimes, say around Christmas, we do cookery courses where they'd make maybe a Christmas cake to bring home, or we might do a book club or a walking club. Looking into something with horticulture this year as well, maybe after Christmas, that we could get a few people involved, because we have a gorgeous greenhouse on the premises as well, so that would be great for parents to be involved in something like that, you know.
Our new motto is "Our school is all about you," and it's never been so true as in this school, because our school is all about the students. I think that this school really offers a lot to students in the town. I think the fact that we're co-educational, that we're multi-denominational, that we're open to new ideas and new practice all the time is really important, and it's something that is fed to us from our students, because our students are innovative. They love to do things that are new, they love to take on new challenges, and we give them core skills of resilience and well-being and care that feeds from the teachers into the students, and vice versa, because they care for us as well. They will say, "How are you doing today, sir?" You know, and that sense of care is really, really important in the school, and it's important that keeps working.